Hey, it's Mikey Mike. Hey, we are rocking the Palisade and we're going off-roading. That's right, a little overlanding action. We just put the 2-inch lift on the Palisade, or 2.5-inch lift actually, and we're going to Hungry Valley in Gorman. This is the first time here, so we're trying to learn the trails and trying to get around, and we're mobbing around and having a great time. I think I bottomed out one time. Actually, I hit the front air dam once, and that was it. The 2.5-inch lift really worked great from Truxxx. So we're mobbing up some hills here, having a great time. I did not air down, and you know, I just didn't feel like it, to tell you the truth. But I had it available if I needed to. Only went through like a 1 or 2 little sandy spots. So it was pretty mellow where I went. I was by myself, so I didn't want to get too crazy. And yeah, and there was quite a few people around. I could see. So made it up this little transition. Now we're going to go down this little hill here, and it's a little tight. I didn't want to get extra pinstriping, custom pinstriping, so just taking it easy. Palisade is working really well. All-wheel drive. It's not a Jeep for no part. Do I even think it's a Jeep? It is a all-wheel drive Palisade with a 2.5-inch lift. That gets me where I need to go. And typically I use this for kite surfing, and I go to some remote locations. And this is a great practice area in Gorman, Hungry Valley. They have some great obstacles around, great trails, and yeah, it's $5 to get in the park. So you can't beat that. I think it's $10 to camp. So you can camp. It's primitive camping, but hey. So I backed up here. I was going to get ready to go, and I saw some ATVs coming up. So I waited for those guys to pass, and then guess what? I'm going to mob up right behind them. Well, not on the same trail, but it was all good. So I was mobbing up pretty good. I think I hit the lockers a couple times throughout the day, but for the most part, it was just actually I think it was the eco mode right here, and just mobbing up the hill. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, I went to sport mode a little bit later on down the trails, and so it hit the lockers a couple times, like especially in the sand. So trying to take it slow, and I use that front view camera on the calligraphy. It has a front view camera. That thing works awesome, because when you get to the peak of the hill, you cannot see what's coming the other way. And these are bi-directional trails, so somebody can be coming up as you're going down. So you got to be real careful. Probably recommend honking the horn if you're going, you know, on really blind hills. But people are pretty respectful, and there wasn't a lot of traffic around that I noticed. So here we come. This is the only part that I really bottomed out really hard at, and I'm watching the video, and I went back across it, and I still can't figure out what I hit. But it is a gnarly knock right about here, right there. Couldn't see it. Don't know what I hit. I went back the other way. Still don't know what I hit, but hey, it was pretty. It was pretty tea-shattering, that's what I'll call it. So turn around and try to go the other direction. We're going to go back up and try a different trail. So you got to keep your eyes open, because there are ditches and all kinds of crazy stuff running around here. So Hungry Valley is really cool. A buddy of mine from Facebook, he turned me on to this place, and he was going up some crazy hills with his Palisade. So we're gonna hook up a little bit later down the road. We'll post a video on that. So yeah, get ready for that. It's gonna be fun. So if you guys want, make sure you subscribe to my Facebook channel. It's mypalisadeadventures.com or My Palisade Adventures on Facebook, and you can check out my website at mypalisadeadventures.com. There goes the ATVs. They're cruising along. We're just having some fun here today, and just taking it easy. So the camera doesn't really show how steep some of these hills are, but they're pretty steep. And you got to really be careful. Front view camera back on and try to figure out where I'm at, and because you don't know what's on the other side. Sometimes you already been there, so you know, but this time I had no clue. So cruising along, and I'm like, hey, I want to get over back to the ATV or the 4x4 area. So I think I see it over there. So I'm going to try to take this like side trail. Yeah, right. So I'm mobbing down this little side road here, and all of a sudden I get to this river wash, and yeah, not aired down and hit the sand. You got to be careful of the pucker bushes. I don't want any extra pinstriping. So just taking it easy and nice and slow. And here's the river wash, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And I'm trying to evaluate the sand. I do have recovery boards, but you know, there's nobody here to pull me out, so it's all on me. So I used a little speed action here to kind of get through the sand. And I didn't want to continue down the river side, so I opted to cut back up the trail. And this was it was a fun little whoop-de-doo trail, and the Palisade handled it really well. And I didn't get high centered at all, and there's some pretty high little center pieces that came along. Just trying to avoid pinstriping and move along here. It's probably a pro tip. Bring some branch cutters with you, like some choppers, because you might need to, cut some branches off if you think you're going to get pinstriping. So, kind of slow down over the hill, and this is where I bottomed out on the front air dam. A little too fast, and I should have slowed down. I didn't think it was that aggressive, but that's why we go out here to these type of trails and learn. So this is the 4x4 area, and this is the 4x4 test track, we'll call it. And you can go test your 4x4s, your Jeeps, your all-wheel drives. It says 4-wheel drive required. Yeah, I'm not 4-wheel drive, but I'm all-wheel drive, so we'll give it a shot. And I know a couple of my buddies have been over here, so yeah, we'll see what happens. It's a bit of a trek from the main gate to this. It's probably 2 or 3 miles maybe, and then there's a bunch of campsites in between. So we found a little mobbing hill. They have a concrete obstacle course. They have all kinds of different obstacles here. It's really, really cool. I was watching a couple of videos on that little hill right in front of me, that little dirt mound, and people getting stuck and getting towed off. It was funny. And off to the left, there's a big sand pit. You can try your sand luck. Or you can just mob up the hill here like I'm going to do, right next to the fence. Yeah, it's not that steep, but yeah. But you're right next to the fence. You got to be careful, and then if somebody's coming the other way, got to be careful. Slow down. Use that front view camera, and the front view camera only turns on if you're going slow. So you have to think about it prior to getting to the top. So they have some really cool like concrete cylinders over here that you can mob with your Jeep or your massive 4x4s, and some rock pits, and I've seen people mobbing over those. But I'm just trying to get down this little basic baby trail here, and it was a little sketchy for me. I mean, but the 2.5-inch lift helped out a lot. I'm still on stock tires. And I was able to handle all the stuff that I needed to do. I need some all-terrain, so if you guys got some recommendations for all-terrain tires, I'm looking at the Nitto Grappler series. I think it's a Nomad that I'm looking at. It looks like it's road-friendly, 3-peak rated, snow rated, and yeah, or whatever. There's some Mickey Thompsons out there. There's some Toyo tires. If you guys got connections, let me know. Put the comments down below, and yeah, I'd love to hear about it. So this is the this is called the frame bender. Oh my gosh, the frame bender. Yeah, I am frame twister. Oh, excuse me, frame twister. I was not going down that area without any help, so I opted out to go to this little rock section here, and I just mobbed up this little rock section, which was kind of fun actually. Just trying to see what my clearance was, and no, wait, I just took the baby rock here off the side, but it was pretty good size actually, I thought, for a Palisade. So mobbed up the rock, and I was going to try to stop on top, but I made it over the top and had still clearance to get by. So that was awesome. And yeah, so cruise back by the rocks and back up the hill. I think we're going. So a little rear view camera here, and we're going not in reverse, but you know, you get to see the rear perspective. So that's the fence line again. A little safety stop at the top of the hill, and then mob down the hill on the other side. So it's Mikey Mike. Hey, we're having some fun here at Hungry Valley in Gorman. $5 to get in, super cool, easy to camp, great camp spots around. You can sleep in the back of your Palisade and or your Kia Telluride. Very similar, you know, body frames and things like that. Truxxx lift kit, 2.5 inch. My buddy has a 2-inch lift, and he said he mobbed around here for all day long. I saw him go up this massive hill that I could not believe he went up with a 2-inch lift, and it did great. But he has all terrains, and I need to get those, so it's coming soon. I'm just trying to wear out my stock tires. So a couple more trips like this, my stock tires are going to be done for sure. Not trying to thrash them, I'm just trying to use them appropriately. We'll call it. So if you look off to the side there is some moguls. It's like a kind of ski thing. This is like a nice smooth little ski area. Off to the left there, right there is some major moguls, and then there's a concrete pad that you can go up, and it's gnarly. And people climb those rocks right off the side with big Jeeps, or not big Jeeps, just Jeeps. Yeah, this is not a Jeep. So this is a pretty good little drop off here for the Palisade, and the first time I looked at it, I was like, there's no way I'm going down that. And then later on, after I did a couple trails, felt more confident. So this is a great place to get your confidence up and see what your skill level is and what your clearance is as well. And I had no problem going up and down that. So I wish I had somebody else with me so we could film the sides, but I was just, you know, just mobbing around, having a great time. Now this is the back side of the hill. Easy on the backside on the way up, but you see the ruts off to the side there. So slow down at the top, make sure nobody's coming up. And then, yeah, if you got to be careful, because when you put the front view camera on, it's hard to see where the poles are and the ruts are. So take your time, be easy, and yeah, you'll be all right. So once again, this is Mikey Mike. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. We do all kinds of crazy videos, from kite surfing to DJing and a little overlanding action here. So if you like the video, make sure you smash that like button, and make sure you subscribe. All right, well, hey, we're gonna wrap this video up here, and I hope you had a great time. Make sure you hit Hungry Valley out, and if you guys want to go overlanding with me, make sure you leave some comments down below. Let me know where you're at, and when you're coming out to California or Southern Cal, and we can check it out. All right, man, peace.